It's Shadow Deputy Leader, proud Northerner and Basic Instinct enthusiast Angela Rayner here. Welcome to another no-brainer with Angela Rayner. Do you know what? I am absolutely fired up. I am fired up and ready to hit the ground running. I have just done in these last few days. I went on stage with the very unbiased BBC. They put on an election debate with me, Penny Mordaunt, and a bunch of other people that I'm not bothered about. And we debated and we answered questions from the public that the public were desperate to know the answer to. And we all had to, all right, Farage was there as well, who I am not remotely bothered about. I don't care about him. It was all about me and our Penny for this debate. It was about how I handled her, and that was all anyone was talking. After the debate, loads of polls came out, and it was all people were talking about was me and our Penny. No one else was even mentioned because no one else is that important, to be perfectly honest with you. I thought the BBC did a brilliant job. They're great at being unbiased, and you know, I am not afraid of what the Tories fling at me. And Mordaunt, I wasn't bothered. I was not bothered. She's got nothing left. She's got no arguments left. The only tactic she had was to use an entire can of Elmer hairspray to do her helmet hair that she did. She was trying she was hoping I'd be overcome with the fumes. Well, she doesn't know me very well, does she? Because I'm tough. I'm northern and I'm tough. It takes a lot more than a can of Elmer hairspray to put me down. I'm going nowhere. And I proved that on the stage. I stood firm despite all the fumes going up my nose. I kept going, and I even turned to her at several points to argue the toss with her over this and that and the other. So it didn't work, Penny. Your hairspray didn't work. I weren't bothered about it. Just like I weren't bothered about anything that Farage was saying. He was far too far to the far right. If you notice, the very unbiased BBC put him to my far right and to our Penny's far right as well. And that's where he was for the whole time, even though when you were looking at it, he would have been on the left, but whatever. He was on my far right, and so, therefore, I weren't bothered about anything he had to say. I weren't even listening to anything he had to say. It was completely irrelevant. It was so irrelevant that every time Nigel Farage spoke, the BBC flashed onto the audience to the same three people going like that, shaking their heads and tutting and uffing and that, because they represent what the British people think about Nigel Farage. That says it right there. That said it right there, what the British people think about him. They weren't remotely interested in anything he had to say. The real debate was between me and Penny. And I proved, yet again, that the British people are sick of the Tory nonsense and all they're interested in is a Labour government, our Keir, strong, reliable Keir Starmer, is going into number 10, and that is all people were interested in this debate. They couldn't have cared less about anything that Farage had to say, and I can't even remember the names of the other people I don't even know what the other parties were, to be perfectly honest with you, because I weren't interested in anything they had to say. It was all about me and Helmet Head, and I held me on with her because she might be a strong woman and wear, you know, strong blue suits and that. But I wasn't bothered by it. I was not interested in anything she had to say. This debate was about me proving that the Labour government are going to come in and do a fantastic job, and absolutely nobody is threatening that from us. I've already packed. Keir's packed. I'm packed. We're good to go. Labour for the win. And, you know, that's all I've got to say. What more can I say? We're going to win it. And I can't wait until the 4th of July, where we will get our independence. I'll see you again on another no-brainer with Angela Rayner. He was on my far right.